It's Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And Sarah, what is this?
Basil Hayden 10-year.
Basil Hayden 10-year. So this is a special live uncorking.
I can't mess up. We can't recut.
That's right. There's no editing on this. No editing.
I'm a little scared I just realized that.
So you may be watching the replay if you're not watching this live. If so, welcome to the replay.
Welcome.
Basil Hayden 10-year. So they've really kind of been...
They've been branching out.
Yeah.
They did the 2x2 rye. I asked you before if you had your knife.
Yeah.
They did the dark rye last year. We weren't huge fans of the dark rye. The 2x2 rye we were a little bit more receptive of. I especially like it with like a cheese plate and some like a good brie and an apricot jam. I think it has like a nice orangey apricot note that plays into that.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2x2 rye is okay in my books. Just okay. Don't love it by itself, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. So I've been really excited to try this one.
Man.
And pause.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. And wait. And watch Chad struggle. It'll be fun. Chad?
I just hate to...
You can break the strip. It will be okay.
I know, but then when I put it back... Oh,
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Ah.
There we go.
Jeez. Okay.
So this is exciting because I personally feel like regular Basil Hayden for me is more of an intro bourbon, even at the price point. Like the price point's a little steep for an intro bourbon person, but for me it's like a very char and sweet note, and that's really it. And it's light, which is great for someone who's just getting into bourbon because I think you get those two, like the duality.
Yeah.
But for someone who's looking for something a little more complex, I've always felt like regular Basil Hayden was a little lacking. How do you feel about regular Basil Hayden?
Well, yeah, it's a starter bourbon without the starter bourbon price, I feel like. I do like that it's their high rye recipe.
Uh-huh.
It's, of course, made by Beam Suntory. So it's the higher rye, so you get some of that nice spice in there, but 80 proof. It's just it's tough.
It's so light.
Yeah, but for a beginner, that's kind of what you want to start them out towards.
But it's hard to say, hey, beginner, go out and buy a bottle at this price point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not this one, but regular Basil Hayden, which
Well,
we did have a sip right before this, just for comparison's sake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we will have that fresh in our minds.
Yeah. Well,
Not gonna lie, it's got a more substantial nose.
yeah, I was gonna say, like you said, we just had the regular Basil Hayden's before this, and this definitely has a more inviting nose.
When I go like this, which I don't know if different nostrils perceive different things, but I'm getting a musty cough syrup.
Musty cough syrup. I'm getting more
Go
like...
this way. Go that way. Just try it.
Well, typically you only have one nostril working at a time.
Right. So try this one.
I don't think it's that one. There we go. I get more of like a butterscotch, almost kind of like buttered popcorn. Yeah.
Oh. No, I'm totally in like musty grape medicine world.
I can maybe get the...
I feel like these are the lands on the Candyland chart. I'm in musty grape world, and
Musty
you're in
grape.
buttered popcorn mountain.
I like...
You can
buttered
take the
popcorn
licorice
mountain.
slide down.
And walk through the Lincoln Tunnel. No, it's... For an 80 proof nose, I think it's got some stuff going on there. Not super complex, but...
I'm still getting the musty cough syrup. But
All right,
I'll have an open mind. Although I hate cough syrup.
Sure.
Because who likes it? Who's like, yes, I can't wait to be sick so I can have some of that cough syrup.
Unless it's, homemade cough syrup with...
Which has bourbon.
Bourbon.
It's bourbon.
Yeah.
It's just bourbon.
It's just bourbon. All right, well, let's see what we got here on the taste.
Oh. Still light. The char's hitting me up front like in regular blends, but there's something
Regular
interesting.
Blantons?
I'm sorry, regular Basil Hayden. Someone said blands in the chat, and so I had blands on my brain.
Gotcha.
But there's a fruit note going on in the middle, it's a little appley, I think.
I was gonna say apricot, but I see your apple too. Yeah.
I'll see your apple.
I'll see your
raise you an apricot.
An apricot. I'm kind of impressed just from the first drink. It's not really drinking like an 80 proof. You know, the regular Basil Hayden's is, you know, straight up, you can tell it's 80 proof. This has got a little bit of a kick to it, a little bit of spice.
A little.
A longer finish than I would have suspected.
It definitely has more body.
Yeah.
It's still a little sweet for me.
It's definitely sweet.
But it's less sweet than the baseline. Mm-hmm. What should we call it? The flagship. I think that's what it's called.
Prime.
The
Basil
standard.
Hayden Prime.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm enjoying it.
You are.
Well, it's just kind of surprising me because, you know, like I think you said before, all the other Basil Hayden that we've tried has been just kind of lackluster.
I mean, they've each had an interesting flavor. Yeah. I think that it's all just been muted by being proofed down. Mm-hmm. This one sort of extends past its proof, I think, a bit.
Yeah, I think so too. And people are always asking, they're like, oh, why this new Basil Hayden expression, why is it still 80 proof? Why don't you come out with a 90 proof Basil Hayden or 100 proof? That's because it wouldn't be Basil Hayden anymore.
Well, and I think it would be encroaching on like Knob Creek territory, right? I mean, they have a line of products. Like this line of product is for that person who loves a lower proof.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I am impressed by how much flavor they get in here for 80 proof.
Yeah.
I will say that. How much was this?
This was around $55, I believe, here in Kentucky.
Here in old Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah, I think now it's supposed to go for $55, $60.
Here's your problem.
We get a little bit of mint.
It does have some mint to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly effervescent, actually.
Here's your problem.
Okay.
Why pay $55?
Yeah.
For this bottle of 80 proof Basil Hayden 10-year? When I can get a Knob Creek single barrel for, I don't know, 50?
Right.
55? Same.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 120 proof, and it's going to be really delicious. And guess what? If I want to proof it down some, because I don't like 120 proof, I get to decide that.
Yes.
Instead of you deciding for me that it's going to be 80 proof.
I completely agree.
Joseph!
And Joseph, welcome to the chat.
We don't have our cowbell down here because we're on the uncorking set.
But... Cheers.
Bottle cheers to you, sir.
No, I completely agree. Like, for us, and I think for a lot of established bourbon drinkers, if you want an 80 proof, you want to take it down to that yourself.
Right.
Because more than likely, you're not going to be wanting an 80 proof. But again, that's why they make this. This is for the person who's had the 100 proof and like, oh, that's just way too hot. They don't want to put the guesswork into proofing it down. They want to just drink something low proof. Hence, the Basil Hayden line. It's the 80 proof line. You go more than that, and you're at Knob Creek.
That's true. Yeah.
Or even Jim Beam Bonded, or something.
Exactly.
I think this is more refined than Jim Beam, and I think that's why people
I agree with that.
Will pay. What is it for the regular? Like around $33 for the regular Basil Hayden?
I've seen it up to $40.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
It's crazy. Pause for Joseph. His bourbon journey started with Basil Hayden, and he's looking forward to giving the 10-year a try. So someone else said $55 for 80 proof, double question mark, Brad.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think that is hard to justify for your regular bourbon drinker who enjoys a range of proofs.
Sure.
Totally agree with you. Personally, would not spend $55 on this when I could have a Knob Creek store pick.
Right.
When I could have Wild Turkey Rare Breed for less or the same.
Absolutely.
But for the person who really loves a quality 80 proof, and those people do exist, I think that this is a very good quality 80 proof.
I agree. And, I think Basil Hayden's is in that same kind of category as like, what I'm trying to say is like if you're giving a gift to someone who doesn't know bourbon, Basil Hayden's, Woodford Reserve, Blanton's, Makers. Those are kind of the ones that a lot of people know.
Yeah.
So when in doubt, they're like, "Oh, I'll just go with one of those."
Right.
And
it does have some recognition, some brand recognition.
And it's lower proof, so they're probably gonna like it. They're probably not gonna think, "Oh, this is so hot."
So you think they're perceiving it as safe
and
quality?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, they're spending more money, but there's no risk in that money for them.
Exactly. So this is for a very specific type of bourbon drinker. I don't think it's for you or I, considering the price, but I'm sitting here enjoying it.
I am enjoying it. If you gave me $55 and sent me into a store and said you can have whatever you can get with this $55,
right.
I'm probably going to get a Wild Turkey Rare Breed for about $40 and either a 101 or Evan Williams 1783 or whatever else, or like a JW Dant or something like that I can fill out the rest of that. I personally am not going to go for this, but I think that there are people who like this profile, who like this proof, who want to spend $55 on something that they feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I think this is that bottle, and I would recommend this more than the baseline.
Yeah.
Basil Hayden. I think this has more character.
Yeah. If it boils down to as simple as, is this better than the baseline Basil Hayden? Yeah.
Yes.
It is better.
It's got much more. I think it drinks more like an 86 proof, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I know that's not much different, but...
No. If this was blind and you told me it was 90 even, I'd be like...
I'd believe you.
Okay. Yeah, I'd believe you. So here's the kicker. Basil Hayden's used to be age-dated at 9 years, I believe. It used to have a little 9 appear on the label and all that, and then that went away quite a while ago, actually. Long before the Knob Creek 9-year age statement went away as well. So this is just 1 year older than it.
Jim Beam is notorious for that.
The regular used to be, which is kind of a kicker, but
that's for you.
I will applaud them for putting out an age-stated product in this time of taking age statements away.
That's a good point, Chad.
This is age-stated 10 years, which 10 years. We kind of love that spot, 10 to 12.
It's a sweet spot. You can just ask Jamie Russell.
Yeah.
Cheers again to Joseph.
Joseph.
Thank you again. Oh, that was much better than the first
time
for the super chat.
Thank you.
He says his journey has progressed, and right now he's sipping on some Blanton straight from the barrel, 131.6 proof, enjoying the show and sipping away.
Well,
there you go. Everyone starts somewhere. Like, we did the same thing. I started with 80 proof and migrated to, now I love Booker's Uncut. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I order that at the bar. Like, you want ice with that, right? I'm like, no. Please don't.
There's a reason why I'm not ordering Basil Hayden.
Hey, if you like ice with it, good for you. If you like 80 proof Basil Hayden, good for you. Like, we just want you in our bourbon culture.
Yes.
Join us. One of us.
Google gobble. Now let's talk about price. We've already kind of talked about it. $55, $60. Is it worth it?
I think we just went through that.
Yeah, to us, no. Because we'd rather put that $55, $60 towards something else.
Is it $55 ill spent, though? Like, is this a bad bottle? Are you going to open it and say, ugh, that's terrible. I wish I'd never bought this? Probably not.
I'll tell you what I would use this for. If I had people over who weren't normal bourbon drinkers, I would probably pour them this. I think that would be a great start.
You know what I think this would be great for, Chad?
What?
This, I think, would be great for, like, a whiskey bar at a wedding.
Yeah.
I think this would be a real crowd pleaser.
It's a safe crowd pleaser.
Yeah, I think it would be
It's an age-stated crowd pleaser.
Agreed.
I
think people would see this and say, ooh, I want to try that one.
Yeah.
They feel like they're getting, like, a really good, insider, not insider, but you know what I mean. Like, something that they would normally buy for themselves.
Nice black label.
It does look sexy. It has it's got its, what do you call this? What do you say when you have your,
pieces of flair?
No. Like your tails on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of dressed up.
It's all dressed up.
It's already dressed up for you.
Someone before asked if Chad had taken this off, ironed it, put it back on. Swan says that every bottle of Basil Hayden that he's had, the label looks like a dog's chew toy, which agreed. But Chad, being the OCD person that he is, probably went through every bottle on the shelf just to find this one, which was nearly perfect, but still not quite. There's a few little dents.
I think I remember it being a little bit more perfect, and then the person at the register was like, tossing it in a bag. I'm like, no, but
Perry
stop
Turner
it.
with the compliments on it. International Women's Day.
Oh.
You stop.
Yeah,
You stop.
happy International Women's Day.
Yes, to all of you. To all the women in your lives.
So it comes down to recommend or not. What are you gonna do?
Ooh, I gotta give it. I personally am gonna give it a recommend with a double asterisk.
Okay.
See disclaimer.
Okay.
Not a bad bourbon. I actually am enjoying it. I poured us some more. I'm not gonna lie. I had a couple glasses of wine before we started the show, and I feel like this is the kind of thing that I would drink to follow other drinks. You know what I mean? Like, I've already been drinking.
Starter of the night.
I want something that tastes good but isn't necessarily high proof because I'm already feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I would drink this.
Okay.
For those, again, we've said this before, but for those people who love this proof, who love this type of flavor profile, which is normal, just subdued, it's great for you, and I don't think it's $55 ill spent. For all of you who are probably in the chat who are like high proof lovers, I don't think it's probably for you. Like,
right.
It's worth a try, but it's probably not something you are going to rush out and get because you are so excited about how good it's going to be. It's probably just something you're curious about, and you should try it, but I don't know how much I can recommend.
I'd like to have it on hand.
Would you like to have it in a house with a mouse?
I would like to have it with green eggs and ham. No, I would like to have this on my bar cart, again, for those people who are coming over who like, oh, I'm not really a bourbon drinker. Like, well, let's try this. I think this would be a great place.
This would be a nice
To
afternoon,
start.
summertime porch sipper.
Yes, and I think this would taste better than the regular baseline Basil Hayden because that extra age, I think, is doing it some justice. It's giving it more character. It tastes less watered down. It tastes like a higher proof than 80 proof, like we said. So I would give it a recommend for that. If we're going strictly on value of money to whiskey in the bottle, then no. No. But if you like to have a fully complete bourbon bar, I would say recommend, pick it up, try it, offer it to your friends who are in that same situation. And I guess that's where we'll leave it.
That should be where we'll leave it.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
This is a traditional uncorking format. It will not be an hour like our normal live streams.
No. This is...
Sorry to disappoint.
The reason why we did this live tonight instead of a produced episode like is normally on Fridays is because I'm working on a more intensive editing project that will be coming out hopefully next Friday. So this was just to keep the workflow
moving along.
lighter.
And it sounds like you guys like it. A bunch of them are saying it's nice to see a late night episode.
Oh,
so
there you go. Yeah. But that'll do it for us. Just want to, say thanks for joining us. And if you would like to check out the official store for whiskey merchandise, such as the It's Bourbonnight shirt and glasses and other...
Well, not this glass. Coming back soon.
Yeah, coming soon, that glass. Again, it's whiskyambitions.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can spell it with or without an E. You can actually even go to itsbourbonnight.com.
You'll get there.
It just takes you to whiskyambitions.com. What else we got, Sarah?
Well, we have Patreon.
We do have Patreon.
A lot of you guys are already on Patreon, but you can become a patron. It's patreon.com/itsbourbonnight, and we do polls. We'll put some episode info out there, let you guys vote, contribute. Just general community fun.
Absolutely.
You can also check out all the stuff that we use to make our very own bourbon nights at amazon.com/shop/itsbourbonnight. That's our Amazon influencer page. And where else can they find us, Chad?
Well, you can find us on all the social medias at It's Bourbonnight. As simple as that. So
That's pretty simple.
There we go. Join us Sunday, regular time, 3 o'clock Eastern, for our live, which
our full live
does go for an hour. Lots of things in there. Not exactly sure what we're doing yet.
I think we're gonna do a sample Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. So if you
daylight savings time, spring's about to begin. It feels like we should get a head start on some spring cleaning, and I think we should do sample Sunday.
Spring drinking.
Spring drinking.
So join us for that, especially if you've sent us a sample. We might be trying it on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Okay.
That was delayed.
That was.
Have a lovely Friday.
Yes, and great Saturday. or whatever day if you're watching this. Have a great day. Till then, drink more bourbon.